Hello everyone. I am so excited today to tell you about my 5-year reseller spreadsheet. I'm Charmaine. I have been reselling for over 6 years now, and I just needed something that I can use for my reselling business that wasn't difficult. A lot of spreadsheets that I have seen were a little bit overwhelming when you looked at them. When it came to creating a system that I could run to help me in my business, I wanted to put everything under one roof. And with reselling and business, you have different apps to do things, and it just felt like it was so much in different places that I needed to organize my life a little bit better. I was thinking, what if I created a spreadsheet that could allow me to use for more than a year, almost like a car. When you buy something, you don't expect to just use it for just a little amount of time. You expect it to last for some time. And a lot of spreadsheets, you had to continue to switch over to a new one. And I felt that there had to be a better way. So I sat down and I analyzed what I actually needed, and I began to start creating. We're going to get into the spreadsheet and all the functions, all the things that it does. I have some few bonus features in the spreadsheet that I'm excited to share with you all today. I hope that you love the spreadsheet just as much as I do. Let's get started. The first tab is just for the instructions. In case you don't watch the video, or if you forget something, don't worry, we have the instructions right here in the spreadsheet itself. In the model section, which is the first tab, that is just going to be for your drop down menu. Start by entering the date, whatever date that you're starting on. Next, you're going to customize each column as it would pertain to the specific aspects of your business. So I have some presets already there for you to kind of make it a little bit easier, and then you can erase whatever you need to erase, add whatever you need to add, but I just wanted to make it as simple as possible for you. We're going to scroll down just a little bit. This is going to be the instructions for your business goals, how to set up that page, and giving you some instructions on how to add your photo, how to add your logo, and how to set up your goals for the year. Step 3, where it shows the inventory tab. That's going to give you a step-by-step on the inventory tab and how to input your information there. I'm going to go through all of these tabs with you, give you a small demonstration so that you know what to do. Next, we have our expense tracker. This is where you're going to track all your expenses. You're going to set up the categories that you need. That way, at the end of the year, when you're ready to do your taxes, you have the complete total for each category, and it makes it a lot easier on your tax specialist, whoever you work with. In step 5 is going over the rules and instructions for your live sales event tab. In step 6, your sourcing receipts after you go shopping, how you input your information for your receipts, and that's going to give you a total for the year. Then it's going to give you the business payouts. The business payouts is basically just what I use to pay myself in my business. I'll go over that as well. And at the end, it is showing you information on what the overview tabs do. So we have our custom overview, we have our monthly, and then we have our yearly overview tab. That pretty much explains the instructions. Now we're going to get into quick demonstrations, and hopefully I answer your questions. This is going to be the model setup. In the model setup, you're going to start off by putting in the date. The first column is going to say your platform. So whatever platform you have. Again, I filled out eBay, Mercari, Poshmark. You can add in as many as you like, and it's just really easy. You're just typing in. The next one is going to have your product category, which is whether you sell women's clothes, men's clothes, kids' clothes, home decor, things like that. You're going to have your subcategory, which is for tops, dresses. You can have your brands. So we're going to track brands and see which brands are most popular and what's selling better for you. We have the material. I focus on clothing that has natural material, so I had to add that in. So if you want to use the material drop down menu, you can. Next, we're going to have the color, so that when you're in the sales tracker and the item pops up, you can kind of think about what's sold. So I have that where you can enter your colors. The location is going to be the location where you store your items. So sometimes I use bins, so you would have like bins 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or if it's hanging, you can make sure you know where it is at all times. Then you have the purchase location where you got the item from. I like to keep record of my purchase location so that I can see which location I'm getting the best discount and that I can shop there again. We have source by, so that's whoever purchased the item, either you, an employee. You can keep record of that if you want. Then we have your shipping provider, that's for the sales tracker. Your payment method. So I heard that some people, when they purchase inventory, sometimes you're buying it with cash and you might not have a receipt. So just so you can document for yourselves or for your records, if you get audited or something, you can just put, I bought this on this date, where you bought it from, and then you have some type of notation that you purchased it with cash. Next, we have sizes. We have your expense category. The sales event is like your live shows. If it's sold in your closet, make notation of that so you can see what are you doing in your business that's performing well. The type of sale, are people buying it more full price? Are they only purchasing when you're having a sale? Are you throwing 50% off? Just so you can know what's doing better for you. We'll also go over how to do bundles as well. And that's pretty much it for the model setup. Let's look at our business goals page. This page I really wanted to include in the spreadsheet because it's almost like decorating a desk. I know when I start something new, to get excited about it, I want it to look really nice, and I like to personalize things. And usually with spreadsheets, they just make them look so difficult, and it's like it doesn't feel like it's fun. So I wanted to include this page for people like myself that just likes to look at nice things and just give you a little bit of motivation of getting started with the spreadsheet. In the first section, we have a place where you can insert your logo. If you wanted to insert your logo, it does have instructions on the instructions page. You would just click on it. Once you click on it, it's going to tell you how to insert the photos. You just select a photo from your photo album and you put your logo in there. If we scroll down just a little bit, you would have a place where you put your motivational photo. In the goals tab, it's going to be a section where you can just write anything that you want to enter. So for example, we're going to say my goal is to be more myself. I'm just making up stuff because I don't know what to write right now. And your purpose would be make more money. Let's say make more money. Okay. And then your challenge. Some of the challenges that I find is slow season. Sometimes it's slow during certain seasons and you might not know what to do to make more money during that time. So let's say one of our challenges is getting through slow season. So you can write whatever you want. In the spreadsheet right here where it shows the 2025, you're not going to mess with anything that's in this like white row. Those are formula rows, and I'll discuss that a little bit more. Any rows that have like this white on this one specifically, but on the other one it's going to be like a light tan color, and I'll show you that as we go on as well. So you're not going to touch anything at the top of this white section here. So where it says 000, you're not going to touch that because everything's going to be calculated for you. So we're going to scroll below that white section and say for January we want to make $2,000. So we're going to insert 2,000 for January and just right click, and then there's your $2,000. Super simple. And then we're going to do, maybe let's raise our money up a little bit higher, and we're going to do 2,500 that we want to make in February. So what you're going to do is just go ahead and fill out that whole section from January through December, and that's going to See at the top, it already calculates your total for you, and we got 4,500. So I will show you where this is important in the overview tabs. It's going to keep your progress throughout the year. As you make money, it's going to see how close you are to your goal. I thought that was fun, like a little game or something. Let's make stuff fun, because why not? That's pretty much it for your business goals. It's not a hard page. Again, super simple. And as you kind of scroll back, or you see here on the sides, you have one for 2025, 2026, 27, and it goes for the 5 years. Really easy. Each year you come back to your goals, you recoup, see what you did, see what you need to improve, and you set your goals for that year. Welcome to the inventory tab. This is a spreadsheet that is really easy to input. We already did what we needed to do in the model setup with presetting our drop-down menus. So we're going to see what it's like to input something. Again, when you purchase an item and you're about to put it in your inventory, each item has to have an item number, an item or a SKU number. I recommend that for your item numbers, you go in numerical order. I do have recommendations on some stickers that you can use, but if you have barcodes, you can enter those barcodes. You just have to make sure you're not repeating numbers. So I would just recommend again that you go in order, but you can pick whatever inventory number you like, as long as you're tagging the item with the inventory number. That's better, so that you can have record in front of you of what that item is. And we'll just do a quick little demo. Some of the sections in the inventory tab you are not able to touch, because again, those are formula rows. Formula rows have the calculations that's going to do the work for you, so you do not want to touch those rows. I repeat. Do not touch the formula rows. We don't want to mess up stuff, okay? It's still super simple. You shouldn't make any mistake. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't touch a row. What if I touch a row? Then you break the system. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go. The first section is going to say your item SKU. So we're looking at the item SKU. I already inputted 0001. The location, wherever you store your inventory. So if you're storing them in bins, you're going to just pick whatever location that is. So for mine, I'm going to put hanging rack, and then we're going to do the date that is listed. We're going to list it today, 1/1/2025. I don't know. That's not the date. We're just going to put 1/1. And then we're going to select the brand. The brand has the drop-down menu, which is super easy. We're going to say that it's a vintage item. I like to sell vintage items. We're going to say it's a flowy blouse for our item description. And when you put the item description, it's just going to be a brief description. It doesn't have to be something that's long and drawn out. We're going to say the material is silk. Our category, I sell women's clothes, whatever category that you sell, and then we're going to do a subcategory. So is it tops? That's a top. Then we're going to have a color. The color I'll select is red and blue. So we got a red, blue, flowy blouse going on. Okay, if you look at the top here where it says the number of active listings, that's going to show you how many active listings that you have in stock. And then the COG is the cost of goods in stock. This is the number that you're going to need for tax purposes to figure out your cost of goods sold. So make sure at the beginning of each year, you take record of your cost of goods in stocks, because they're going to use your number of cost of goods in stock for the beginning of the year, and then they're going to use that number at the end of the year as well. So you're going to take note of what it is at the beginning. Also take note and write it down for the end, and then they're going to use the amount for your sourcing receipts, the total amount that you spent that year for your sourcing receipts, which you would have in your sourcing receipts tab. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. These they're called dashboards at the top of the spreadsheet. You do not want to touch those. Again, they are automatic. They have formulas in those. That's a white screen. It does remind you in the instructions. So don't go at the top. Just look at it. Write your number down, but do not touch. I'm like, Charmaine is tough. Don't touch the formula rows. I'm messing with y'all. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to have our size. The size, we're going to say the blouse. We're going to do large because I sell a lot of larges. We don't have that many small people. The purchase location, let's say we got it from Goodwill. The quantity, we're going to put 1. And then the cost of that shirt, we are going to say it cost us $4. So I just inputted $4. So what do we have next, students in class, for cost of goods? I don't know if you saw it populate, but right next to it, it shows the cost of goods. And this section here, where it's like this tannish, taupish color, those are formula rows. Again, you do not have to touch those rows. You do not want to touch those rows because you do not want to mess up the formula. When it comes to calculating like your quantities, sometimes you might have bundles. So you're going to have to kind of do a little trick or so to get what your true cost of goods is. So maybe say if you had 2 items that you want to equal to $4 for your cost of goods, I changed this to 2. And then you're going to have to change your cost per unit to $2. So you're just going to take that $4 and you divide it by 2. And you're going to put $2 here. And then that's going to make your cost of goods for both of those items $4 total. I hope that makes sense. Okay, then you have a space where you want to put the weight of the item. The weight of the item, let's say it just weighs, how much does a blouse weigh? I'll say 12 ounces. I don't really put how much it weighs. I kind of have that like all in my head, but if you want to enter it there, it's up to you. Sourced by me, whoever me is in your home. I always put me because I source all the stuff because I got good taste. All right. And then we have the status. So if you have questions about if you want to put in your inventory and it's not listed, we do have unlisted. If you click on unlisted, the top dashboard will not calculate. I'll scroll back so you can see. So it doesn't have anything active. So you can list items that are unlisted. Once you list the item, just click on active. So we're going to click on active because we need it to be active in order to make a sale. So let's click on active. And again, very straightforward. I hope you guys are starting to feel a little bit at ease and see, like, even though it's a 5-year spreadsheet, it might not have been done before. I wanted to make sure that it is super simple. Like, again, I don't have time to be trying to figure stuff out, okay? And that is the inventory tab. We're going to go straight into the next tab. Now we are in our sales tracker. This is the fun part. I was so excited about this spreadsheet just because of the sales tracker, where I didn't have to copy and paste or go back to the previous inventory tab to see when something sold. Like, this was like the main reason I love this spreadsheet. Like, it be the little things, you guys, the little things. Okay. So we're in the sales tracker, and as you look here to the, what is that? The left, you're going to see your item SKU. This is where it's going to automatically transfer the data for you. So anytime you make a sale, you get excited and you click on your drop down menu. So I got a little, I guess, concerned because with the drop down menu, I'm like, okay, if you're using this for 5 years, it's going to have like a whole bunch of numbers in here. You can't find anything. Like, it's going to be not good. And as you see, it kind of like removed the zeros for the number 1, but that's the only one that we have in there. So that is what we are going to be clicking on. Once you click on the number 1, you'll see it'll pop up as the correct number that you have. And you saw, voila, like, it's magic, you guys. So again, these are the like taupish areas that you do not touch. Everything in this section, you saw it automatically transferred it for you, and you do not touch those rows. Now, say if you wanted to delete something, like you made a mistake or you got the wrong number, all you have to do is click on another number. So if you wanted to do like 002. You see it has it highlighted, and you're just gonna delete that, and it disappears. Voila. Like, we magicians over here. Okay, so we're gonna put that back in because we're gonna still continue the example. So we have our flowy blouse and for the first one, and we're gonna scroll over to the right, and we're gonna enter the sold. So say it sold 1/3/2025, and we sold one. Okay, the sold price. Let's talk about the sold price, because some of you all are new sellers, some of you all have been sellers for some time, and the sold price is the price that's sold. On Poshmark, if someone buys something for $20, you're going to put $20 in there because they have the taxes separate. Most of the taxes are collected for you, so I didn't include a space for taxes. You're just going to input $20. On eBay, you're going to input the amount you collected. So say somebody purchased a blouse for $25 and you charge like $6 on shipping. You're going to enter the 25 plus the 6, but you're going to not include the taxes. Let's pretend it sold for $25. Okay, and then you see here in the cost of goods, that's a formulated row. You don't have to go back and put your cost of goods. It's already there for you, and it's already deducting. It is working for you. That's why I keep telling y'all, spreadsheets, y'all. If y'all ain't on spreadsheets, I don't know what y'all doing. Like, it's doing the work. It's like a paid worker. Okay, let's keep going to the right. Okay, let's click out of there. All right, we're scrolling over. Okay, what platform did it sell on? We're going to say it sold on, let's pick eBay. Our sales event, it was just a regular, let's put closet sale, or just put eBay store if you want to put for your sales event. It just sold in the eBay store. Your sales strategy, let's say they bought it full price. Like, people who buy stuff full price, we love you. Okay, and then the platform fees, whatever fees you incur, you're going to put your eBay fees. Sometimes you might have promoted listing fees, so you would do that, and then whatever percentage they charge you. So you'll combine those two numbers, you'll add those two numbers together, and you'll put it here. We're going to say the fees are $3.50. And we're going to continue to scroll over. Let's go to shipping provider. I usually ship USPS. We say it's shipped out, and then the shipping cost. So because you, in the beginning where it said sold price, you entered in whatever you sold it at or collected from them. So you got your sold price plus your shipping price. Everything is in that sold price already. So now you're going to put in the shipping cost, what you actually paid, which eBay puts there for you. So say we paid $5 on shipping. Okay, and then we are going to continue to scroll over, and then here you see, and you're in the green. Green is good. You see your profit is $12. Now here we have our adjustment. The adjustments are for, if you do the drop down menu, it's going to say if it was return or refunds. We're going to go over refunds and what to do when you have a refund, and the adjustment amount. So when you enter anything here in this adjustment amount, it's just going to show up on your adjusted net profit. So this arrow here, you're going to see that. But again, these are highlighted rows. It has that taupe color, and what class? We do not touch. What do you do when you have a return? We kind of want to clear it out of the system, but I don't want to really, like, you don't want to delete it fully, because I think you still need to know some notation that you had a refund, what the item was, so that you can relist it. So what we're going to do when we have a return, we are going to put the amount that the customer got back that we paid. Whatever total is over here in this sold price, I usually put that for the refund, whatever, you know, I paid. I'm not going to add the fees that eBay pays. So we're going to put that full sold price there. And for this one, what was it, 25? Okay, so we're going to put 25 here. Okay, and then we're going to make an adjustment. And we're going to say refund. So automatically you see here in the adjusted net profit that you are in the red. Okay, but you're not in the red $12.50. We are in the red the $25. So we want to kind of clear it out. So what we're going to do is just start erasing all the numbers. So we're going to delete out the shipping cost, delete that. And we're deleting out the platform fees. We're going to delete that. And we're going to scroll over. And we're going to delete the sold price. Now you see the only thing you're left with in the net profit is the cost of goods. So we do want to make that 0 because on our monthly overviews, we want to take that full amount of the $25 out so that we're not accounting for that, because you got the item back and we're going to treat it as a new item. So almost like it never existed, but it did. Okay, so we have to take out that $4 from the cost of goods. So what we're going to do is go back to our inventory tab, and here in that first line in the inventory tab, you're just going to take out the cost of goods, which is the $2. And now it's 0. So when we go back to the sales tracker, you're going to see that it's 0. So that's going to also deduct it from the overview on your total sales amount. So now it never existed. We're also going to go back to the inventory tab, and we're going to sell that item out. We're going to do sold out for that. So now it takes it out of your stock, and now you have to re-enter it as a completely new item with a new inventory number so that it's treated like a new item. Now we need to kind of go over the bundles. So what do you do when you have a bundle? I'm in the inventory tab right now, and I just entered in 2 different SKUs. So say someone wanted to buy SKU number 1 and item number 2. So what I usually do to kind of make it a little bit easier, some people treat bundles as like an individual item, so then you're inputting it in the sales tracker twice as an individual item, and then you're dividing that total cost into 2. But I like to do it together, but you can choose how you like to do it. You can kind of like think about how you want to do your bundles and do it the way you want. But how I do bundles is I could create one listing for the bundle. So I'll show you. Here I'm going to put 003, or maybe if you wanted to put B003, you can do that for your item number. And then we're going to say it's hanging. We're going to say the date list. Let's put it's listed on the 8th. When you have a bundle, it's probably going to be 2 brands. If you want it, you can go back to the model setup and enter in both of those brands, or you can just pick whatever brand you want. I'm going to put in the description bundle, and then I'm going to put the SKU number as 0001, and we got 0002, so that you know what 2 items are in that bundle. And then for the material, I'll just pick something, say it's a woman's. We know both of them are tops, whatever color. You just fill that out however you like. The size, say it was a medium size for a customer. Okay, so you got it from Goodwill and Savers, so we'll say both of those. You can just pick one, or if you wanted to put together, you can put that in model setup that you got it from Goodwill and Savers. You can do that, and then it's going to be 2 items. So the 2 items, like I said before, you're going to have to do the calculations. Both of the items cost $2. So you want in the formulated rows, which is here, you want it to say $2. You don't want it to say $4. So you just take the $4, you add both of the items up together, so 2 plus 2, and that gets you 4, and then you're going to divide it by 2. So we're going to put $2 here. Or again, if it's $2, you know it's $2. So both of those items together is going to be $4. You put the weight, whoever is sourced by, and we're going to go to the sales tracker. Okay, so one of the issues I just ran into that I need to tell you, if you don't put the item as active, it's not going to show up on the sales tracker. So that was one of the things I just had to kind of go and see, and I'm like, why is it not working? Okay, so we got B003. We're going to go back in the inventory, and you have to make it active, because if it's not active, how they gonna find it if it ain't even here? I was like, Lord Jesus, help me. Okay, let's go back to the sales tracker here, and now there you go, it is there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so B003, and there it is. It pops up there for the bundle. So you got the bundle of 01 and 02, and it's already there for $4. See? And you're going to put the date that it sold. Let's say it sold 4/2025. And the quantity, you're just going to put 1, because you put the 2 items together under a specific item number, and you're just going to put 1. And then we'll say the bundle sold at $54. I don't know why I keep saying $54 for everything, but that's been my example for a lot of stuff. Okay, so you're going to do the $54. You see it already has your cost of goods, $4. Wherever you sold it on, say you sold that bundle on Poshmark this time. Let's put closet sale, and they bought it for like a special offer that you gave. Platform fees, Posh usually has that fee. I don't know, so let's say $2.59. They usually take 20% or whatever, so you know it's not gonna be that low. We got it from Goodwill, so it already has your purchase location, which is great. And again, those formulated rows are going to show you your data and your graphs and your overview. Okay, and then you just fill out the rest of that. We shipped it, it's delivered, whatever you want to put there. Poshmark doesn't have a shipping cost, so they already do that on their own, so we're not doing anything for there. And then you have your profit for that item at $47. That's it for the sales tracker. We're going to move right along. Now we are in the expense tracker. These are going to be the expenses that you are spending throughout the year on your business. And what I like to do, I have my account set up where I get notifications on my phone anytime I purchase something or anytime something's being taken out. As soon as it comes on the notification of my phone, I can always scroll back at the end of the day, see what I spent, and then I'm going to enter that information into here. So we have the expense tracker. This top part where I'm kind of scrolling around, this is where your graphs are. So we do not touch the graphs. Here, you can input here on this left side of it where I'm kind of scrolling. This part you're going to see as you enter in the data, it's going to pop up the graphs and it's going to give you your total. So you do not touch the right side. It doesn't have the tote section, but you don't touch the right side of this. You do input your information, but I'll show you as you go. Let's kind of scroll up to the top. So here at the top, it has the year. We're working in 2025 right now. And then you'll see here it has the other years, but we're in 2025. Again, the drop-down menu it's going to have for each year, it's going to show your different numbers. So again, we're working with a 5-year spreadsheet. Okay, let's go down. We're scrolling. We're going to input our first expense. What do you guys buy in your business? Kind of curious. Put it down below, some comments of some of the expenses that you buy. I'm not looking forward to my tax expense that I have to spend every year because it's like the most expensive thing. Okay. And then that is usually under like your legal or professional expenses. So we have our marketing category, we have your legal expenses, office expenses, supplies, utilities, and your business expenses. You can add as many expenses as you like in the model setup, and then it'll be a part of this drop down menu. I'm just going to put, let's see, office supplies for this category. And you see it already popped up. It says 00 for each one. Then we're going to do a description. Office expenses. What do we have? Tape. Mailers. Them Amazon orders. Whatever else you want to put, you can put there. Whatever that total expense was. Let's say we paid $30 from Amazon. Include the full total. So make it easier. And that is it. And you see here we have a cute little graph starting to form. Once you start inputting in the different categories like your legal expenses, you'll see that the graph will add some more color. So it's not just like gray and black and stuff like that. It has like red and yellow and cool colors. So over here, 2025 for office expenses and supplies, you spend $30. Once you enter more descriptions under office, business, and supplies, it's going to add it up for you. So say tomorrow you do another expense for offices and supplies and it's $20. On this side, it's going to say $50. It's going to add the total up for you. So again, at the end of the year, when they're asking how much did you spend, what's your total? You already have your expenses ready. Let's do another one really quickly. 01 to 2025. Let's do legal expenses. Let's do taxes, and whatever y'all pay on taxes. I'm gonna put something, but I pay way more than this on taxes. All right, and then you see here, now you got your legal and you got your office supplies, and then it's $320. So again, as you add more, your graph is going to get bigger and you're going to see what you're spending. And then here is the full total of what you spent for the year. At the end of the year, all you're going to do is go to the year tab again and change out the year. Once you change out the year to 2026, the total expense here goes back to 0 and your graph clears out. This is going to stay the same, but once you start entering in 2026, all your information is going to show up for 2026 and you'll have a graph. And then you can compare your expenses from 2025 and 2026 and all the other years. All right, and that's it for the expense tab. Next, we have our live sales events. Now, I myself do live sales. If you don't do live sales, then that's okay. You do not have to use this, but you can use this when you're doing like your pop-up shops or your market events, when you're taking your clothing outside of your house and you need something to record your sales. This is where you're going to track your live sales on Instagram, Facebook, and things like that. Now, at the top of the page, you're going to see the date of the live show. You can change this to whatever date you want. For here, I know I said don't touch the white rose, but this top one where it says January 1st, you can touch it and enter in whatever date you want. So say January 10th. I like to do that so I can remember when I'm doing the live sale what date that is, but you don't have to change it. The sold items down here below it, so those 2 rows below it, you do not touch those. Okay, and so we're going to enter in a date. We're in 2025. Can you believe we're in 2025 right now? Okay, so your customer, you're going to put your customer information. I'm going to put Susan. Shout out to the Susans out there. I just put Susan because Susans are nice people. And Suzannes, I always say that. Very nice people. Okay, So we got Suzanne as our customer. We're going to enter her in, and then here's the item number. So the good thing about this, if you have your items tagged with an item number, all you have to do is use your drop down menu. And in the drop down menu, you see you can have your 1, 2, and 3. We only entered 3 items, so that's all we have. We're going to select number 1 and see the flowy blouse. See, it's there. I just love spreadsheets. It gets me so excited when it's working. Okay, and then the claim number. A lot of times when you're showing the item, you have a claim number. So maybe it might be different from the item number. So that's why I put that there. So maybe they claim number 3. So say you don't want to put the item number right away. You can just put the claim number that that person claimed item number 3. You put that there. We do not what? We do not touch the formulated rows, which is the taupe. I'm trying to drill it in your head so that you be like, oh, Charmaine told me, don't touch this row. So we're going to scroll past the formulated row because you saw it already pop up. And then we're going to put a brief description. So if you want to put that it is a red blouse. Because sometimes if you're going super fast, sometimes people don't be trying to wait for you to be filling out information. So you be like, all right, let me just put red blouse. We're going to put the quantity. Oh, and another thing to remember that you have to include the dates. And try to go, when you're entering in information, try to go from what? Left to right. So start with the date. Always start with the date. If you start with the date first and you work your way over, that helps the formulas and things like that. It usually kind of starts to act funny if you're not including the dates. The dates are very important in spreadsheets. I'm going to put the price, again, I'm going to put $54 because for some reason, $54 is in my head. And as you see, we're starting to get some graphs here. We're doing some work. We're making some money. We're showing progress. Okay. So we got $54 for our first one. Now in here where it has these little check boxes, I used to make notes in my little notepad of just if the customer, if this is their first time. So I wanted to include that. These are just little check marks that you can check and see. So say Susan was our first time customer. FT stands for first time. And then we have our repeat customer. So if you want to put repeat customer, then you're going to have your invoice. Did you send the invoice to them? I know I usually have to keep record of that the invoice was sent. Then we have your payment received. Did you receive payment or did they not pay? We're not going to talk about if they didn't pay, but we're going to keep record because if we got record on here that says they didn't pay, they're getting blocked. Okay, so we're going to say Susan paid her bill because Susan is very nice and she paid her bill. Okay, so when we scroll over here, I like this part of the spreadsheet because it has the drop-down menu. Anytime you input different dates, it's going to show. So say, again, you wanted to see something that, so see if you made some sales on your birthday or on the holiday. You're going to use this drop-down menu and it's going to have all the dates that have been inputted on the left side, and you're going to be able to click on that and it's going to bring up all the sales that you did on that day. So the left side is going to get pretty full because, okay, let's pick 1 again. Okay, so the left side is going to get pretty full because you're going to be using it for some time. But instead of you having to go through this long amount of information, that's why I wanted on the other side for you to just be like, okay, what date do I really need to see? Or at the end of the show, you can see your total, which I thought was really fun. There's your total sales. You sold 1 item. Total sales is $54. So let's go back over here. Let's do one more. We're going to enter in 01, 01. Oh, wait, we got to put a different date because it's going to put that. So let's do 03. 2025. We got a different customers. Let's say D. We have D there. And then we're going to do item number 2, claim number 4. And then we're going to say pants. And these sold for $34. Okay, so you can fill out any check marks that you want. And you see, you got 2 different colors now. So this is going to be your total sales throughout the entire spreadsheet on this left side. So we're not really going to be looking at that number because, again, as the years go by, you're going to have a lot of, the total is going to be very big, but you're going to look to the right and it's going to give you your total that you actually need. Okay, so we're going to scroll over. And then you see we have the first one. Let's scroll over some more so you can kind of see it a little bit better. And then now you have the drop down menu. Now it has 2 dates. So we're going to click on 1/3. And it shows just the denim pants that you sold. So if you have like a lot of sales on that day, it's going to show fuller and then it's going to show a larger amount. And you're like, okay, well, how much did I make today? At the end, after you enter in it, it'll have your total. So you can check your total like right away. This helps you be a little bit more organized during your live sales. And these are for the live sales that you're hosting on your own, not your Poshmark lives and stuff like that. When you enter in the information in here, this is just for your personal records. You will have to enter this information in your sales records so that you account for those sales. And then you'll just put it under like your Instagram live sales as the category for the sale event, if that makes sense. Here we are in the sourcing receipts tab. This one is really easy. It's basically just a tab for when you're shopping for new inventory. You have your receipt. As soon as you come home, you're going to log in all that information from that receipt. So I'm going to do an example for you here. We are just going to put in the date. So say we purchased it on 1/1/2025. We're going to say our purchase location is Goodwill. And then I like to put the city and state of where I purchased it from. That way I can know what the address is. We're not going to put the full address, just the city and state, so that maybe you can know what better locations to shop. So I'm just going to put Chicago. I'm in Chicago, you all. Chi-town in the house. Okay, so we're going to put Chicago, Illinois. And then the total items purchased. So you just count up all your items, and then you're going to put the total price. The total price for those 30 items, we're going to say, let's say $150. So we put in $150 there. And then it's going to automatically give your average cost of goods. It does it automatically. Again, you're going to see one of these taupe rows right here. You'll see the numbers appear, and that'll be like the reminder not to touch those rows. But again, you do not touch the formulated rows. And then you're going to put your payment type. So say you had your card ending in whatever it was. If you pay cash, this is what I was talking about earlier in the model setup. You can set up whatever payment types you like in this section, but I just want to keep record of how I pay for the item. And I'll just put like it, whatever Visa ending. You don't have to use it if you don't like, but I like to do that. And then I'm going to check that my receipt was filed just to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. And in here, this is a white section. I know I said some of the white sections you cannot touch, but this is not a formulated section. You can add notes. Let's just put that Goodwill had a sale for 50% off. All right, so we just put that there. And as you look at the top in the 2025, these are also formulated dashboards. So all the dashboards at the top, you also do not touch. You will see that the calculations will show up at the top. Again, it'll automatically populate, and that'll be the reminder that you do not have to touch those rows. So we see that by purchasing on the 1st in 2025, again, always put the date so that you can see the total at the top. If you're kind of skipping and not including the dates are important, then it's not going to show you the total. Once you go to 2026, for the next year, you do the same exact thing. Just make sure you put the date of 2026, and then this 2026 will start showing what your total is for the year. Next, we're in our business payout. So this is what I use to pay myself. I don't know what you do to pay yourself or if you keep record of that, but I like to keep record of everything so that I just stay nice and organized. So what I did here for my personal business, I wanted to have a space where I can show how much I'm paying and things like that. You can use it, but let me explain how it works. So these at the top are dashboards. So it has your owner's pay, usually just to make it easier, depending on the week of the total sales. I would go to that week of what I made and brought in to the business, and I'll do a percentage of that. So I'll take a percentage and do owner's pay. I'll take a percentage to put back to the business so that I can purchase new inventory and things that I need for the business. I'll have a certain percentage saved in reserve for taxes, and then I'll set some aside for my tithing. So what you do, you can touch these rows at the top. These are the only dashboards I think that you can fill in the information at the top. You're going to fill in the percentage. If you want to use this page, you're going to fill in the percentage that you want to use. So the percentages have to equal up to 100%. You can't go over 100% because that would be kind of weird, right? Okay, so let's say for owner's pay, we're going to pay ourselves 30% of whatever came in. So we're going to put 30%. Okay, and then we're going to set the business. We're going to do 30%. I'm just making up numbers here. Then for the taxes, that's 60% we're at right now. So now we got to do, let's do 20% set aside for taxes. So 60, 70, 80. And then we're going to do 20% for tithing. Again, you can set it however you like. And then here at below it, you're going to have to put what year. So we're going to put the year 2025. And then for the pay, if you pay as the income come in weekly, if you pay bi-weekly, you can just put whatever your week ending date would be. So let's say, I don't know when the end of the week. So say the first week of January ended on the 9th. So I'll just put the 9th of January. And then you would go to your dashboard. You can use your custom overview to get your numbers on that week. Because remember, well, I haven't told you about the custom overview, but the custom overview tab is for you to pick any two specific dates. So a starting date to an end date. So if we wanted to get the numbers of our total sales for the first week of January, we'll just put the start of that week. So say it started on the 1st and then it ended on the 7th. So you would just put in 1/1/2025 and then it ended on 1/7/2025. And then once you insert that in the custom overview, it should pop up what those numbers are. And then you can just put whatever profit or whatever numbers you want to put in there. So I would get those numbers from the custom overview. And I'm just going to make up something. So say we had $500. It has the cost of goods sold on there. So if you want to put that there, you can. So let's say our cost of goods was $34. Then if you want to add up those, we're going to do a deposit amount of $534. And then as you can see, whatever deposit amount you want to put there, it'll automatically calculate what the owner's pay would be. So you know that you would have $160 coming to you. The expenses would be $160 as well. The taxes that you're going to save is $106, and then your tithing would be $32. So that is the calculation there. And again, it's your preference. If you do the drop down menu for 2025 now, It's going to show you all the numbers, a total amount of what those numbers added up. So at the end of the year, you'll see your total amount of how much you made in owner's pay at the end of the year. So I thought that was something fun to add to the spreadsheet. And if you scroll a little bit more to the right, you'll see a notes section. You can write in this section whatever you like. If you want to notate anything regarding your pay or maybe something to payment to someone else, you can put that in this section. Now we're in the monthly overview, and basically all the overviews are the same information. It's really not that hard. It's going to give you the different graphs for the month. You'll have the different graphs combined for the year, and then you'll have your custom overview so that you can find any date that you want to find on the spreadsheet, so that you're not kind of going back and forth trying to figure out what you need. It'll allow you to pretty much see any time or any date of your business. You'll be able to pull up the analytics for that. With the monthly overview, again, the top dashboards you're not touching, and it's just going to show you all the graph information. So that's basically what the overviews do. They just show you all your graphs, which I think is fun to look at as you're making more and more sales. You can touch the drop down menu, so you're going to pick whatever month. So right now we're in 2025, and then you'll pick your month, whether it's January, February. Right now we only inputted items or things for January, so we're still in January. It's going to show your profit margins, your profit, your shipping costs, your platform fees, your cost of goods sold. So this is your cost of goods sold, and these are the number of items we sold. And that's it for the monthly. So let's talk about the custom overview. Again, the top is pretty much the same, and then you'll see the start date. The start date is wherever you want to check. If you want to check 001 or January 1st, 2025, and we'll change it to January 7th. You'll see that it's the same here. We didn't really input information, so it's not going to change, but you can pick whatever date you like. And as long as the format of the dates stay, so just put the 01, 07, 2025 in that same way, then you'll be able to find, but it's really easy to change the date. And then you'll just always scroll down to see what your data is. I love these graphs. They're so fun. And here's the sales summary. This is at the end. So what I found a little bit difficult was to do when I'm looking at my dashboards and things like that, comparing year to year on how my business did. I wanted to have a space where you can see it all together so that it's not confusing, because when you're kind of doing the drop down menus of each year and you're seeing your graphs, you really just want to have like, how did you really do very quickly? And this allowed you to do that, the sales summary. So it's just summing everything up. In January 2025, we did 2 sales, $27, and the total sales was 54. So the average sale was $27, and then it shows you your progress towards your goal that you set in your business goals. So as it gets more closer to your goal, this little purple bar here will extend out, and you'll see. And then at the bottom, it just gives you a total as well. So next year, when you fill out 2026, you're going to see the information there, and then you'll be able to do like a whole 5-year overview of your business so that you can see how you performed, where you gotten better, and it's just very good thing to see. And that sums up the spreadsheet. Thank you all for tuning in to learning more about the spreadsheet. I hope this makes your reselling business a lot easier as it's done for mine. Anyone who purchases the spreadsheet, I really appreciate you. Feel free, if you have any questions, to reach out to me and let me know. I am here to help you. The spreadsheet is going to be sold on my website. I will leave the information below of how to purchase it, and you can get it from there and download it. Everything is automatic. Once you purchase the spreadsheet, it will be sent to your email, and then you will open the spreadsheet from there. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next time.